Okay, so we are live. So welcome to this short video, which is myself and Jill, and we're talking about our new safeguarding course, which has been designed for trainers, assessors, people working in quality assurance to get an idea around safeguarding. So we're just going to quickly introduce ourselves. We're going to talk about the course and why we think it's important, and then we'll let you know how you can access the course. So just to introduce myself, first of all, my name is Maxine. I am a trainer, an assessor, a quality assurer. I deliver courses in first aid. I deliver courses for trainer support. I train people to be trainers and assessors and quality assurers. So I run my own training centre and basically wear all the hats. So that's me. I've got 8 years of experience of running my own centre. I'm also a qualified teacher, so I have worked in schools and college environments delivering education as well. So that's me. Let me hand over to Jill, who's going to introduce herself.
Thank you, Maxine. So my name is Jill. I'm delighted to be working with Maxine on this project. Like Maxine, I run my own training company, so I'm very busy. Again, those lots of hats resonates with me, Maxine. But I think particularly the experience I'm bringing to this program of training is a lot of experience of working frontline with children, families and adults at risk in both volunteer and paid roles. And I think that's really important that what I say in a training has actually been, done in practice, as it were. So I think that's some really useful experience that I bring, and I'm looking forward to telling you a bit more about the course and why you should do it in a minute. But back to Maxine.
Okay, lovely. So the course itself has been designed as 2 hours of CPD. It's designed as a self-study course. So once you purchase the course, you can go online and complete the course in your own time. The content of the course includes understanding what safeguarding is, signs and symptoms of possible abuse. We talk about the need for and who is vulnerable and who could require safeguarding potentially. We identify the law around children and adults. So it doesn't really matter which age group you might be working with. We cover both of them, the children and the adults in there. We also talk about when something is actually a safeguarding issue and when potentially it's actually just a support issue, because sometimes there may be situations where somebody just needs some extra support. We then finish up by looking at when you might need to take action and how you might report concerns and how you might deal with managing allegations. So that's roughly the content of the course. Like I say, it's self-study, and once you've completed the course, you get to print off a certificate of completion as well, so you can upload that to your awarding organisation or anywhere else you need to record your regular CPD. Okay, so Jill, maybe you could tell us from your perspective why you think there's a need for trainers, assessors, people working in quality assurance in training centres to do a safeguarding course.
Yes, of course. And do you know what I think the first thing is, Maxine? Safeguarding starts with safeguarding ourselves. We're so good at thinking about other people, children, adults at risk. We forget that as tutors, assessors, verifiers, and in that role, we need to safeguard ourselves. And we need to do that by knowing, as you've already said, how to recognise what's a safeguarding concern and what isn't. But we also need to be aware that we might come into possession of information through lots of different ways. So we might be training adults and we might think, oh, I don't need safeguarding training. But what if that adult tells you something that makes you think that they're at risk? They might disclose something that might make you think they're in an abusive relationship. They might disclose something that's happened at home that makes you worry about their children. So it's really important to realise that sort of as trainers and assessors, we're not in a little bubble. Any of those things could be disclosed to us. You could be a verifier working with an assessor. An assessor could say something to you that makes you really concerned. So I'm passionate about safeguarding. I think it's really important. I think it's really important for this particular group of people. And do you know what? I think it's really unique. I did quite a lot of research as we developed the course, and there's very little that is really, really focused on those roles. And what I hope we've done is really given people a course that will make them think, in my role, what could happen? So not just a generic course, but very much in my role, what could happen? Because if we're not appropriately trained in safeguarding we leave ourselves wide open. That down the line, 6 months, 12 months' time, someone might say, well, I told Jill that, I told Maxine that, and we haven't taken action. And we leave ourselves open to accusations of not having done that. And of course, even more importantly, we might have failed to protect someone that's vulnerable. And I'm absolutely delighted that only tonight Maxime shared with me some of the feedback from the first few people who've been trying the course out for us. And it's great. We've had comments like really good, useful, spot on. So I really would encourage you that this is a really bespoke course for the roles that you're in. I hope that's okay, Maxime.
Yes, wonderful. So would you say, because you deliver safeguarding to nurseries and nursery staff and teaching staff, so somebody might have done a safeguarding course in those roles, would this course still be relevant for those people as well?
Totally. Say you've been working a day nursery and now you're moving into a trainer or an assessor or verifier role. Absolutely, totally, because the information that you become aware of may be different, and the procedures that you have to follow will be different depending on your role. And I can't stress that enough. Some of the most complex, if I'm honest, muddled cases I've dealt with have been when people have got the roles wrong, and I purposely use this, they wear the wrong hat. So it's really, really important that people are aware for their roles and of what the right processes are. And if they're not sure, we've tried to make it clear in the training how to find out.
Yes. So I think it's important to point out that when you do the course, as you go through, as well as completing the learning so that you get the knowledge around safeguarding and the issues, you'll also get the opportunity to download a safeguarding policy template, which Jill has very kindly written. So you can adapt that for your own circumstance. And also I have included a link to a Google Doc that's a CPD log. So you've got somewhere to record your CPD as well. And I think it's also important to point out that whether you're working within a training centre, a training organisation, or you're freelance, this course is equally relevant for both of those working environments. And in a way, working freelance, it's even more important, do you think, Jill, to protect yourself against allegations?
I couldn't agree more. And it's even more important to have that awareness, I think, because you might be in 5 different institutions in one working week. So yeah, really important.
Yes. And I think, again, another thing just to point out is if you're working within a college or a school or a training organisation, you've probably got somebody that you can go and talk to and raise your concerns with. Whereas when you're working freelance, you may be much more on your own. And so it's really important to consider who you might talk to, what course of action you might follow if something were to happen whilst you were training.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. So is there anything else you wanted to add, Jill, about the content? Anything, as you were writing the course that you were excited to put in? I suppose,
as you said, Maxine, we've aimed it at a 2-hour course because we're aware that people are very, very busy. But what we've tried to include is lots of follow-on resources. So if you think, I'm really interested, I hadn't realised, for example, that the domestic abuse bill went through a couple of years ago, brought some quite big changes to the way that safeguarding is managed in that arena, then we've tried to put plenty of follow-on resources. If you do take on the course and do those, as Maxime said, make sure you record that. that's an additional CPD. You know, I went on, I spent an hour online checking out some changes and things. So we've tried to make it so it stands alone, but also you can take the learning further if you want and extend your learning.
Fantastic. Thank you. And for those of you that do purchase the course and complete the course, those links will be regularly checked and updated. And once you've bought the course, you've got lifetime access to it. So if you want to go back at any time and click on those links and have a look and see those resources, they're always going to be available to you. So if you are interested in buying the course, there's two ways you can access the course. One is through my website, and I will put the links on the page. Through my website, you can purchase the course. It's currently available for a really good price of $29.99. So that's a one-off payment, but like I say, you get lifetime access to the course. The other option is to join my monthly membership subscription, which included in the membership will give you access to the course and the next course and the next course, because we're going to continue to write and produce more courses. So the kind of more cost-effective option is to join the membership, and as well as accessing these online courses, you will also get regular other updates as net calls. We do monthly networking calls in the group. I have links to other CPD resources and blog posts. I do book reviews as well, and just so much more. Lots of other useful stuff to support you in your role as a trainer, assessor, or quality assurer, whichever hats you wear. So I will put all the links below this recording when I upload it. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to Jill for coming along and chatting.
Great to see you again, Maxine, and just encourage, I suppose, anyone that's got any questions to contact you between us, we can make sure that we answer them.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.